Yes, it's John G. Sutton here. Tales from the Jails. I want to talk today a little bit about a new addition to my enterprises, which is I've opened a TikTok channel with lots of little images on there that I've animated. One here, you can see this. Can you see this? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can see that better there, can't you? This is the Peter Cook. Let me play it for you. Cook, the Cambridge rapist. I used to rape young women wearing a hood with a zip on the mouth. When I was at the Scrubs, serving 2 life sentences, I attempted to grab hold of and kiss prison officer John Sutton. He snatched me by the neck and ran me head first into the wall. I'm dead now. I died in Winchester prison. That is from my TikTok channel, and you can go onto TikTok, type in the search engine Jailer John. That's Jailer, capital JOHN, Jailer John, and you'll come across my TikTok channel. I've got lots of little clips on there with me talking as I am animating these as if I am the actual individual. We've got William Joyce there, also known as Lord Ha Ha. He's on there. We've got the Rillington Place Strangler, John Christie, John Reginald Christie. He's on my TikTok channel. I've even got an animated talking book. Just a little bit of it, me talking about my book. So imagine if you like this channel and you've got TikTok on your phone, why not have a look? I've tried to make it a little bit amusing. There's Albert Pierrepoint on there, and the ghost of Strangeways jail, James Ellis, who killed himself and now haunts Strangeways prison. I've previously mentioned his ghost. And in my forthcoming book, it tells about a sighting I had of James Ellis on B-Wing when he appeared to me when I was checking the cells one night. He is definitely there. Numerous staff have seen James Ellis. The other ghost that's on there, of course, is the Blackpool poisoner. She was executed at the Strangeways, and her ghost can be seen in I-Wing. She was held on I3, I believe, and I've seen her ghost a couple of times. She sometimes appears in the cell where she was held immediately prior to her execution. People who have seen these ghosts, they're never quite the same again. Well, in the first book I wrote, HMP Manchester Prison Officer, there's an account there of a materialisation at Wormwood Scrubs on D-Wing. I was on duty one night and the inmate was complaining that in his cell appeared a female, and of course it was a male prison, so I said, be assured there's no females in this prison. This is absolutely a male prison, so there are no females here. He said, well, she was in my cell. It took me about half an hour to calm him down, because he was absolutely certain he'd seen this woman sitting on his bed. Anyway, I reported that the following morning. I had to write it up in the incident book, and when I mentioned it to the senior officer, he said, I said there's no females on here, so it was just him having a bad dream. He's not holding me too sure about that. He said because in the 1930s, D-Wing was the women's prison inside Wormwood Scrubs, and the ladies were allowed to keep their babies with them up to the age of 6 months. And the lady in that end cell on D4, they took her baby off her when it was 6 months old, and she couldn't stand this and threw herself off the landing. Because they didn't used to have the nets then, they have nets now to stop people doing that. And she threw herself off and killed herself, and she's frequently being seen on D4 landing at Wormwood Scrubs. So if you know anybody on D Wing at the Scrubs, ask them if they've seen the ghost, because he's definitely there. And I was on duty that night, and it's bloody spooky, you know, being in there on your own. Because you are, everybody's banged up, and there's only you in there at night. You could hear footsteps. Yeah, footsteps, and there were cold spots. I mean, it was bloody freezing anyway, but you could hear footsteps and feel cold spots. It was like there were areas where it was absolutely freezing cold. Oh, weird place. D-Wing at the Scrubs is definitely haunted. As I say, on C-Wing, on C2 landing one day, I was on duty and they're banging on the door. So I went up and these two inmates come running out, threw themselves on the floor, all inmate on the floor in the cell. And as I went into the cell to see what the hell was going on, the beds were up and bouncing up off the floor, and the cell furniture was like levitating about a foot into the air. It was really sunny, as if it had never happened. But one of the inmates drove him quite insane. He was taken away by the medical staff and placed in a secure cell, a padded cell. He just drove him mad, whatever happened. I mean, they've been playing with a Ouija board, which is a homemade, made in the cells, you know, they made it themselves. And they'd managed to conjure up some discarnate entity. Same thing happened when I was living in Cheetham Hill. This family lived just down the road, just down the same block from me. You know, we had like semi-detached houses down the road, and they were right at the end. And one night, it'd be about just gone midnight, I had a terrible clattering, banging and crashing as if somebody was smashing the place up, windows coming in. So I put my dressing gown on, I went out to see what was going on. I went down the road, and they were standing out in the road, these three young ladies, screaming. What they'd been doing was they'd been playing with a Ouija board, and it said, you know, you will all die. And the next thing, the windows started to smash out, and the doors were bang, 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 bang. And as I stood there talking to them, the top window in the house just burst out as if something had exploded. Yeah, that was scary. And because the next day, the works department, the parents weren't there, they'd gone to Spain on holiday. So the next day, the works department came out and boarded the house up. Don't know where the girls went, but it was never opened as long as I was there after that. I was there for about a year afterwards. It was always boarded up. Haunted. They'd conjured something up. Very dangerous thing to do. Especially that part of Manchester, Cheetham Hill, very old area. People have been living on that site, you know, for thousands of years. Very strange place. So anyway, have a look at my TikTok channel. The username is Jailer John. That's lowercase j, Jailer, and uppercase J, and lowercase John. So it's Jailer John on TikTok. Yeah, you might find it amusing. Just do let me know here. Put it in the comments, you know, how you found it, you know. And I'm now going to, yes, you're not going to escape it, are you? You can't escape it. Yeah. Thanks for your kind comments about my song yesterday. I must be doing something wrong. The song dinger, folks. I can see the panic setting in. I know you're trembling there. Paula's shaking in her boots. Don't worry, folks. And Bobbity Bob, yeah? You scared now? Yeah, I don't blame you. Larry's run off, chasing sheep round the moors of Rotherham. Anyway, I'm going to sing you a song now. Oh, you know it's not singing, folks. It's that noise that I make. But anyway, this is a nice song that I remember from the 1940s. Because I was born in the 1940s, you know. Imagine that. I was born in the first half of the last century. Yeah. Time passes. This is Twilight Time, and the original recording was by the Platters. I don't think I'm going to quite be able to hit all the notes, but I'll certainly do something to them, probably mangle them. Your comments are invited. Heavenly shades of night are falling, it's twilight time. Out of the mist your voice is calling, 'tis twilight time. When purple shades of evening mark the end of day, I'll hear you, my dear, at twilight time. Deepening shadows gather splendor as day is done. Fingers of night will soon surrender the setting sun. I count the moments, darling, till you're here with me, together at last at twilight time. Here in the afterglow of day, we keep our rendezvous beneath the blue. Here in the sweet and same old way, I'll fall in love again as I did then. Deep in the dark your kiss shall thrill me like days of old, lighting the spark of love that fills me with dreams untold. Each day I pray for evening, just to be with you, together at last at twilight time. Here in the afterglow of day, we keep our rendezvous beneath the blue. Deep in the dark your kiss will thrill me like days of old, lighting the dark of night that fills me with dreams untold. Each day I pray for evening, just to be with you, together at last at twilight time. Together at last at twilight time. Right, well, I reckon the sun went down on that some time ago. Tales from the Jails. Don't forget to see my TikTok channel, Jailer John. We'll meet again. Oh, have you bought me book?